All right, guys. So welcome to day 4 of boot camp. Today we are going to go over designs and campaigns. So we've got a pretty big day ahead of us, and we're going to go ahead and go to agent.kw.com and sign in with our KW credentials. Once we are in, we are going to start with designs. So we're going to come down here to our little art easel with our paintbrush and open up our designs applet. So now you can see I've created lots of designs in my designs applet in command. If you have never created a design, you won't see anything here because currently I'm under my designs. But from this screen, you can do a few things that I'll show you guys. So you will see little flags here. If you've never completed your marketing profile or if you need to update it, here's your opportunity to click complete marketing profile. If you've done all that, you can just hit the X right there. You can search for your designs. So one of the things that I'm going to show you guys today is how important it is to name your designs as you make them, so that when you come in here, if you have something specific you're looking for, you can go ahead and search for it. For example, if I was to search the word magazine, you can see everything I've done with my KW magazines shows up. I can also filter out by type. So I can look at all of my email designs. I can look at my social media designs that I've made and print and any video designs that I have made. So that's a great way that you can sort through. You can also go date old to new or new to old. Importing a design means to import a PDF, just so you know. And what we're going to do now is go ahead and click Create Design in the upper right corner. So one thing to remember when you're in the Designs applet is that when you click Create Design, it's kind of going to take you out of the command ecosystem. So you're going to see all these applets on the left-hand side drop off as I move over into WeBrand. So let's take a look at that now. I'm going to hit Create Design. And we will start off just at the beginning. I'm just going to go straight through. So I'm going to start off with an email design and click Continue. And then I can choose from the KWRI, Keller Williams Realty International templates, or my current design templates that I've already made. So you can see that KWRI gave us quite a few. We have 72 templates from them. So we have some that are just straight up templates, like Modern Newsletter A, for example. I'll select that and I will click Next. And so this is for you to completely customize. So anything that you see with the asterisks is going to populate for you. And then you can see you've got headline copy here and just some text placeholders right here, a link button if you want to link to something. And again, with the asterisks, this stuff is all going to fill in for me. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Options and Preview so you can see what this would look like. So whatever is in my marketing profile, my brokerage logo, my headshot, and all of my data is what is populating where those asterisks existed. So this is what it would look like. Of course, you would edit out the text, but you can do a preview here in the computer view, a tablet view, or a mobile view right there. So if you want to see what something's going to look like on mobile, you can, in fact, do that. So I'm going to hit the X on this preview. Now, if we want to edit, I'm going to click on what I want to edit. So it is highlighted. I'm going to click the pen right here in the corner. Looks very similar to sites that we were adjusting yesterday. So here's my pen, and I can now type in Monica's newsletter or whatever it is that you're creating. And then you always want to make sure that you hit done. And then that is going to push it over to the left-hand side in your preview so that you can see what you're working on. So next up, the text box, pin. So there you go. You could delete this out. You know, it's fall, blah, 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 whatever you want to say in your newsletter if you were making one, and click done. It's going to change it out there. If you didn't want this extra text box, then you could hit the trash can. And let's look at these buttons. So these buttons are to give you a link. So maybe you wanted people to be able to click the button to go to your website, for example. I can click the pin on the button. I can change what the button says, my website, for example. And then I have the option to link it to a landing page, a merge tag, or a web address. So if I was doing my website, for instance, it would just be https://monicaperry.kw.com. I could change the width and the height of the button. I can change the font, the position, the background color, and I can change it from square to rounded. And then again, remember to always hit done. And then that will change that button out for you. So now we can go back into my preview and see all the edits that you made. So that's how you would edit one of those generic templates that KWRI has provided for us. Do you have any questions on this piece? Pretty good?
Oh, ma'am.
And again, don't forget, upper left corner, rename, right? Monica's newsletter, October, or something to that effect. So that you can find it. Go ahead, Sally.
I have one quick question. These are formatted so that the advertising rules are incorporated that we need to do with KW. Okay, thank you.
Got all your agent legal information down at the bottom. That's a great question. So we've renamed it, and I'll show you while I'm here too. If you wanted to pull over other stuff, you definitely can. So you have a legal header and a legal footer. You could pull in a listing block, and I'll show you what this looks like. And so then you would click on this and hit the pin, and you would select a listing. I'm just going to grab this listing because it's convenient. Obviously, you would look for the one that you were really looking for, and then you can pick the picture that you want displayed and click select. You could edit any of this information that you want to, and you could even look this up on your website, the specific address, and link it to that web address so that if somebody clicked on the picture, it would open up that listing on your website. And then if I click done, it's going to pop that listing in there. You can also bring in a market snapshot, neighborhood trends, click, pin, right? And then you can put in your zip code. And then within that zip code, you can pick a neighborhood. I will pick my own. Ooh, I'll pick my rental community. There we go. All right. And then I can click done. And so it's going to show a neighborhood trend for that neighborhood, which is a really cool feature. And you also have an event block that I just dropped in the wrong spot. Let me delete that. Make sure you're in the right spot. See, when it's little, it's going to look different, right? You want it to be big, and that'll center it on the screen. Then you can click, give this an image, replace. You would be able to upload it from your computer if you needed to add a new image. I'm just going to grab one. I'll just grab this and click replace. Give it some text, give it a link if you needed to, and then you can click done. So that's what your event would look like. And last but certainly not least, you can pull in a video. Now, videos, again, we talked about this. You have to have a video URL. So the best practice is just to, any videos you're going to make, you should be establishing a YouTube presence anyway. So then you can just go to your YouTube channel. Let me go to my business account. right here. And if you don't follow Ken Posick, please do. He's great. He's a KW agent down in Florida. He has really done a great job with YouTube for social media presence purposes. So
what's his last name?
Posick, P-O-Z-E-K. So I can open any video here and I can copy this link and I can pop that into this video URL. And then I need to give it a thumbnail. I'm just going to grab one that I've already uploaded. I can show you guys how to upload one. So I can add the image from my computer. And there are my October classes. And that was from yesterday, which was day 3 of boot camp. So I can upload that. And now when it's here, I need to click the picture and click replace. And now when I click done, then they will have a link to your video. When they click on this, it will open up the video. So we'll go into a preview mode. So I could do a video, an invite to an event, some neighborhood trends, a featured listing, and then it's got all my stuff at the bottom. So you have lots of stuff here that you can add, which is great. All right.
Monica, did you when you open the template, do you do a save as first so you don't disturb the original template? Or
the original template won't go away, it'll always exist.
Okay.
Yep. Good question. All right, so that was just one of those generic templates. So now I want to show you guys some of the other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and create a design again. I'm going to choose email again. These are really great and really easy. And I have a class coming up in November. What day? It is, I have lots of classes coming up in November, but this one specifically is the 30-minute workshop for the 2022 email drip campaign. So I went through and used all of the emails that I'm about to show you, and I created a few custom emails, and I created an email drip campaign for the entire year of 2022. However, in order to do that, each smart plan can only be 90 days long. So I had to create 4 smart plans. And if you want to start people January 1 to get these for the whole year, the best practice is going to be to connect all of these smart plans together. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that on the 11th of November at 2 p.m. Same Zoom room. So let's take a look. So we looked at one that we can completely customize, but let's look at this classic Sell Ready. Okay. So you can see we have several: tax day, refinancing, protect your credit, mortgage modification, low budget projects, healthy home, financial freedom, chill your bills. We've got some open house templates too. Those you do need some customization, but we have several like this one, Sell Ready. Next, email is done. Requires no work on your part. Got the content in there: embrace deep cleaning, unleash the power of paint, tile around, fix your fixtures, DIY furniture, options, preview, completed email. You don't have to do anything to it. I mean, you can edit it just like you can edit any email, but it is done for you. And so I did a combination of these ready-made emails as well as some custom content. Like I did one, since we're at Halloween, I did one for next year that gave tips and tricks on carving jack-o'-lanterns for the year 2022 at Halloween. So these are really great. And then you can just save and exit, and it's completely done. It is now a part of my designs. But you can always, Sally, go back to create a design again, pick email again, and get the same templates. You don't have to worry about doing anything to those templates. So does anybody have any questions on email designs? Good. And we'll look at how to send these emails in the second half of class. Good. All right. Let's look at social, some of my favorites. And so here's where you're really going to get to see ourselves move out of the command ecosystem. We are now moving into WeBrand, who we have an exclusive partnership with to provide our designs templates. So you can see we left the command applets behind. We can still get there by hitting the X in the upper right-hand corner if we want to move back to command, but don't forget you can always have more than one command window open. And design, when I'm working in designs, that's usually when I really do have more than one command window open so that I can still get to my contacts or anything else that I need to while I'm working in designs without having to move back out. So once we are here, I wanted to bring your attention to something really important, and that is these 3 tabs at the top. Currently, we are in the templates section. So these are just all of the templates that you can use. My Designs is going to take you to all of your designs where you have the ability to start from blank and just pick a size and create whatever you want. You have the ability to import a PDF to edit or to use your templates. You can build out folders. You can see that I have like holiday Facebook covers as a folder. I have, click back. But I'd already clicked that. I have like my class cover photos that I use for my YouTube channel. So I can have folders, and then within those folders, you can have more folders, which is super cool. There's my bootcamp covers, right? So you can always click back to get back out of that. So that's what My Designs has. And then this one is super important. If you have not set up your assets in Designs, please take a moment to do so. It will make your life so much easier. So let's move into my assets and take a look. We have the ability to create color palettes. So this is my primary color palette. These are the colors I usually use for most of my marketing videos, all that kind of fun stuff. You could create one for the holidays, one for patriotic holidays, one for spring. So you can have different color palettes for everything that you want to do by clicking new color palette, and then it will give you a new one to customize here. You can go through and pick all the colors that you could ever want to use, right? So super cool there. And then you could give it a name, rename, and I'm going to call it Duke basketball, because it does. So there you go. So you can create as many color palettes as you want to create. Okay. You could also upload fonts. So if you are really big into your brand and you had a custom font made for yourself, then you can upload your font to the platform to use over and over. It just needs to be in one of these 5 formats if you're going to do that, which your designer will know. So you can let them know those 5 formats and they can create your font. So that's what's in colors and fonts. Under images, whatever you think you're going to need. And again, you can create folders. So like I have some headshots here because I have to use these quite a bit. I have command screenshots that I like to pop into different designs at different times. You guys obviously would have different content, but your headshots, you would probably have that. So I have different versions of my headshot, different logos, the exterior of the Winston-Salem Market Center currently. So you have all these different things that you can upload here in images. Under text, anything that you're going to have to type over and over and over again, you can add it here under text. So you can see that I've done a few different ones. I've done a contact block because as I've gone through and made designs, I've learned that there are some places where all of my contact information is just in one block in that format. I also found this format, so I went in and created myself this one. But my name, the company address, my phone number, my website, my email address, anything that I would have to type repeatedly, I have gone in and added And so this is actually my app code and save. So I can add as many things of text as I need. I can denote what it is. So say I wanted my Facebook, I've already done Facebook. Say I wanted LinkedIn. I could just go to my LinkedIn profile and I've been signed out. That's okay. Let's sign back in. Yes, yes, yes. So once I'm in here, I could go straight to my LinkedIn profile like so. And this is my LinkedIn URL. So if somebody wanted to find me on LinkedIn, I could add that right here. LinkedIn, paste, save. So if I wanted to pop my LinkedIn URL into a design, I will now have it present. And so I'll show you what this looks like here in a minute. I have a spot to upload my logos. So if you have your own logos for your brand, plus your Market Center logos, I recommend that you download the entire suite of Market Center logos because it gives you a lot of variety. So you can see you have full color, white backgrounds, no backgrounds, grays, whites, blacks, all the different kinds of logos that you might want to use in different designs. So I've got those uploaded. And again, you can make folders with those. Elements can be like stickers, any things like that that you want to upload. You can upload videos that you're going to use a lot. So here you go. I've got some videos uploaded right here. And again, I think with this one, you can upload the link directly from your computer, or you can pull it in from a YouTube link. So you can see all the ones I've done have been YouTube because I already had them there anyway. And they say YouTube in the corner, but I could also choose to upload from my computer if I needed to, any videos that I had saved. Then I could upload them here. See if I can find a video. There you go. So you would just grab it and upload it, right? So that's how that works. And then you have files, which I dropped a working with real estate agents brochure there. So if you ever needed to access a file, you could do that. So why are adding your assets so important? Let's move back to templates and start looking through these social media designs. So these first set of designs are designed for you to promote your mobile app. So it's got the link to your app. You can link it to your app when you share it on Facebook. It shows them different things that they can do. So let me use this one. I'm going to click use. And I think these are set up for Instagram stories. So you have 3 different pages here. But say I wanted to add my headshot here. Now I can just click on headshots, which is under my assets. And I could drop in the one with no background if I wanted that there, pull it down to the corner. If I didn't want to have to type in my name, I can move over to text on the left. I have the ability to add just text boxes that I'm going to fill in. I have the ability to add banners, which are just prettier looking things like this. I have the ability to add from my workspace if I have something that's there. And then again, I have my assets. So here's that LinkedIn profile we just added. Maybe I want to say, find me on LinkedIn. See, I can just click it. I don't have to type it. I can make it bigger. I can stretch the box out this way. I can change. Here's my template colors, right? And here are my library palettes that I've made, right? There's the one I just made. So maybe I want this to be blue. Then I can change the text to blue. I can change the font or do whatever I want here, like so. And I can drag my text around, but it keeps you from having to type stuff over and over and over again. You can just click it and then edit it out to your liking. through colors and all the other different things. So that's why it's so great to go ahead and upload your assets and add all of your text and your images. Just makes it a lot easier when you're making stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go back. And we'll just take a quick look through all the different social media ones. And I will definitely show you one for a listing because those are really great. As soon as we get this to finish doing its little twirl. Try to be mindful of the time so that we can get into campaigns too. So you can see you have designs for listings, buyers, lead generation. So you have all the for sales, just sold. You have a listing presentation, just listed, price updates, open houses. So if you wanted to create, say, this image here to share on Facebook for your new listing, I'm going to click the use button. And it's going to open up this design for me. Okay. So if you haven't put this in the MLS yet, when you're making this design, obviously you would probably have pictures of your listing from your photographer, right? So you could just upload those pictures. That is definitely one of the things that you can do. And you also have the ability over here on the left-hand side to pull in the listing from the KWLS or the Keller Williams listing service. So if I click on the little house that says KWLS, I can look for a listing. Okay, I can search by listing address. I think the one we were using yesterday was 3404 Kenneman Road. Flip this up. And there it is right here. I think it's this one. I'm going to click select. And now looky there. I get all of the listing photos straight from the MLS that I can put into my design. I didn't have to upload it or anything. I just had to look for the KWLS. So say I want to replace this picture with one of these pictures. You have two ways that you can do this. You can select the picture like I just did where it has the blue outline around it. Then you can move over to the left and hit this little replace image button. Looks kind of like the recycling logo. And that will replace the image right there. You can also pick up the picture from the left and drag it over to the box and let it go there, like so. If you needed to change the crop of this image, you can double click the picture. Make sure you're on the picture. There you go. So now you can see the whole picture because it was in this mode, and then you can move it around as you need to, or make it bigger, make it smaller, whatever you need to do. Maybe you wanted to left justify it or right justify it, then you have the ability to do so. And then you just have to click done up here at the top. Okay, so that is how you can replace images. And I really don't like that one. I'm going to stick with this one right here. I think that looks cute. And that bench looks like the one at the foot of my bed. So that's how you replace the pictures. Now let's talk about the text. Okay, again, because this is already listed property. It's in the listing, it's in MLS, so it's already showing up in KWLS. Okay, so not only did it pull in the listing photos, it also pulled in the listing details from the KWLS. So where it says 123 Spruce Road up here, I can click it. And then here's the property address over here. I can click replace and boom. I didn't even have to type the address. I just hit replace and it replaced it for me. Here is where our assets will come into play again. I'm going to click this logo that says KW DBA name, and it pulls up my assets for my logos. So I can go ahead and find my white logo with the clear background and just click replace. And it replaces with my brokerage logo. And then I just need to replace this stuff here at the bottom, which since it's all done together like this, what I usually like to do, I've got it highlighted. I can come up here and click on the typewriter, and it's going to pull out this little typewriter. It makes it a little bit easier to type. So I could say this is actually 4 beds and 3 baths, and it's 350,000, like so. And maybe this was built Kinnaman Road. I would say it was probably built in like 1968. Woo. 1968, something like that. All right, so I'm going to click Save Changes and done. And so now I have this design ready to go and use on Facebook or Instagram or wherever I want to put it. I can click Download in the upper right corner. I can save it as a JPEG, a PNG, which is my preferred image file type. I could save it as a PDF or a PDF for printing, right? And so if I just wanted to save it as a PNG, then I could click Download. It's going to tell me it's preparing here, kind of to the left center of the screen. And then, boop, there it is. I have my image ready to upload into different pieces of social media. And now it's done. And there we go. So does anybody have any questions on that piece?
Did you just download that too, or?
I did. I just downloaded it and saved it to my computer. Now I could pop over into Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever I want to go, and I can post it, right? As soon as it opens. Potentially I can. Ooh, I love Facebook memories. Jack-o'-lanterns. Okay, so then I could just go to like my business page, and I could post just listed, yay, right? And I could pop that picture right into that post. But I'm going to show you another way you can do this too, at least to Facebook here in just a little bit when we move into campaigns. Pop. And there we go. I could type whatever I wanted. There's the picture, and I could post that on into Facebook or anywhere else that I wanted to post that image. Questions? Everybody good? Awesome. Okay. So we'll go back.
Wait, I have one quick question.
Yeah.
On that image where the outline was sort of cropping or overrunning the picture, does that go away?
Yes.
Is it cleaned up? Okay, thanks.
Yes, absolutely. So we have all the ones that we can do for listings, right? We even have some to attract some buyers. So we have a buyer presentation. We have Keller Mortgage social media posts that we can use. If you guys are not using the power of Keller Mortgage to attract buyers, I highly recommend that you do so, because buyers cannot use Keller Mortgage without a Keller Williams agent. So they either have to be purchasing a Keller Williams listing or working with a Keller Williams agent as their buyer's agent in order to qualify to get a Keller Mortgage loan. So use these posts, and you have your own Keller Mortgage link. So I'll show you how to do that. If you look up Keller Mortgage Agent Portal on the Google, it gives you your login right here. And you just log in with your Keller Williams credentials. I do it all the time, so it's probably already got me logged in. Nope, it doesn't. So sign in. If you haven't created an account, you have to first go here and like type your name and that stuff in there, and it creates an account. So once you are here, you have all these different things that you can do. You can refer a client, get your loan officer, go into your settings, go to your marketing, right? You've got flyers, got all kinds of stuff here that you can use. You can also go to this button that says Keller Mortgage Settings, and you've got this personal Keller Mortgage link. I'm going to click copy so that you guys can take a look at how this looks. Boop. People can go right here. It's branded to you. If they click through and go ahead and say, I want to buy a home, and they go through all the steps, the Keller Mortgage Loan Officer on the other end knows that they came in through your portal. You can see it says your agent is Monica Perry down here at the bottom. And so that Keller Mortgage agent will know to call you and say, hey, your client clicked through on your agent website. So you can use that link paired together with some of these Keller Mortgage graphics and post them on social media, which is really cool. Another one of my favorites is the neighborhood snapshots. Now, I like to always be very candid with you guys. Is this information always going to be 100% perfect? No. Is something that rhymes with pillow always accurate? No. These are graphics that are aesthetically pleasing. They give a general idea of the market snapshot of the moment. And because a lot of this is populated by next door's neighborhoods, it's not going to be precise within the subdivisions of the MLS, but it gives a general idea. Just like in the MLS, Sherwood Forest is one subdivision, but if you live here, I live in Old Sherwood Forest, and across the street is New Sherwood Forest, and it's not the same thing, right? So that's kind of how next door is based, but I just wanted to give that little aside before we move forward. So say I really liked this one. I'm going to click use. Okay. This is going to bring up this neighborhood snapshot. We'll let it pull itself up. We are going to again be using the KWLS for this. So I could change out this picture with whatever I wanted, but I think that picture is adorable, so I'm going to leave it there. Give a little love to KW1, even though my license isn't technically hung there. I'm going to replace it with the KW1 logo, like so. Okay. Picture yourself in, I'm going to opt for Buena Vista today. And yes, that is Buena Vista and not Buena Vista if you live in Winston-Salem. Just remember that, Buena Vista, even if it hurts you to say it. All right, so picture yourself in Buena Vista. And then here, over here on the left, we're going to go back to Keller Williams Listing Service. But instead of searching for a listing, we are going to search for a snapshot. Okay, so now I'm going to search for the neighborhood name because I do in fact know that this neighborhood exists in next door. If you live in a more rural area or you don't want to specify by neighborhoods, you 100% can do this by the zip code. Okay, but I'm just going to be super hyper local for this one neighborhood. I'm going to look up Buena Vista in Winston-Salem and hit enter. And it's going to just take it a minute. And then there we go. Buena Vista and Winston-Salem. Click. It's going to take it a second to load. And it's going to show me several different sizes of market snapshots. So what am I replacing? This tall market snapshot. So I can find the right size, which is this one, right? This tall one right here. And I can click this one and replace it with that one. It'll take it a minute to stop being grainy. And there we go. So there's a total of 7 active houses, 9 pending, averaging 45 days on the market and $171 per square foot. Okay. So I think this is a very eye-catching graphic. Think about when you're posting on social media, what is your goal? If you guys have ever been in one of my classes about social media, you've heard me say it. Your goal is to stop the scroll, right? Somebody's on Facebook, they're scrolling through, look at that cute dog, look at that cute kid, look at that good food. Ooh, look at this. Oh my gosh, Buena Vista, look how much the houses are selling for, and they're only staying on the market for 45 days. Your goal is to stop people from scrolling through their social media, catch their eye, and give them a reason to reach out to you. So I think these are very eye-catching graphics and that they look really nice. So you have the opportunity to make these here. Anybody have any questions on the market snapshot? Just don't forget to rename your images. So this is like 10, 28, 21 market snapshot for Buena Vista. However you think you'll remember what it is. So if you want to come back to it later, you can in fact do so. And then again, you can download it and post it wherever you want to. You can text it, whatever you want to do. You're going to download it, pick your file type and click download. Questions on that one? Good. All right. So I'm going to click done. I'm going to show you what happens when you click done, just so you know. It brings you all the way back out because I've done it before without realizing that I did it. So it brings you back out of this, but that's okay because we're kind of done with social media. They all essentially work the same, right? You have the image, you replace it. You can replace it by uploading pictures from your computer, or if it's a listing that's currently active, you can replace it with images from the KWLS by clicking the house on the left, or you can create your own, right? And so that piece pretty much all works the same. So in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and click create design and move us into looking at print. Okay, I'm going to click continue. And the print designs that we have available, there are quite a few. We have some door hangers. We have property flyers. We have your buyer presentation, your listing presentation, postcards. You can do postcards in print, right? So we have listing postcards. You can click on for sale. And you can go through door hangers, flyers, right? You have some standard postcards. Some bifold where you use the 11 by 17 paper to fold over, trifold brochures, and then bifolds in the other direction that make it look more like a book, side to side, right?
So you could download this and take it down to Kinko's. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely could. If you made one of these for your listing, you could just say, you know, you save it as a PDF for printing, and then you can just email it into Kinko's or whoever you're having print it, Office Max, Staples, whatever, and go pick them up later that afternoon. Definitely. Or you can print them out yourself, right? We have 11 by 17 paper in the office. In Winston-Salem, at least I know. Greensboro, I'm sure that you also have 11 by 17 papers. I've just never used your printers. But I do know for a fact that Winston-Salem has it.
Okay? Is there a golden letter copy in here anywhere? Like, do we have a standard golden letter that we use as a company, or?
No, you mean like the golden letter, you know, do you know anybody?
Yeah, for farming, yeah.
You can find one of those. There is one in Smart Plans.
Okay.
There's not one like laid out in here, but we do have one piece of, and they'll add more and more designs in here. We do have under business basics, we have one piece of letterhead. So if you just wanted like the letterhead piece of it, you could do that. And then you can just copy the text of the golden letter that there's 5 million of them swirling around somewhere that you can just copy.
Yeah, see, my issue is I'm new and I don't know which one to use or how to make it sound like I want it to sound and not misrepresent anything.
Let me pop in here to another window.
Because I'm still a PB and I don't want to do anything to, you know.
So if I'm going to go to Smart Plans. I know that these are on like the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook page. I know that there are golden letters there. So if you're not part of the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook page, I highly recommend that you join it. You can
I
just
should probably find it.
go into the Facebook and go to Pivot Shift Ahead. I'm sorry for all the Facebooks today, but my son and I have been joking about like the Walmarts and the Costco, how that people say that around here. And we've just been really having a great time with that. So
hey, Walmart and Costco, I mean, they're fantastic. But
yeah,
Facebook's about to blow up again once they change their name.
Laugh at how people call it the. Like,
oh yeah,
the Walmart. And
I just ran down to the Walmart. Yeah, I do the same thing. I'm guilty.
It's funny. He and I were just joking about it right before I came into this class. That's why it's fresh in my brain. But yes, Pivot Shift Ahead is super great. In most of these Facebook pages, y'all, we have files. So you can see I clicked more and then clicked files. So you can go in here and search golden letter, golden letter, golden letter.
Okay, fantastic.
So there's a lot of different ones and you can download them.
It's the first time I've ever heard of this Pivot Shift Ahead group.
Oh, good. Yeah. So Pivot Shift Ahead started right when Corona hit and we all got like immediately sent home at first. And it was like, well, what do we do?
Panic set in.
And so he started having a call every morning. James Shaw is who he is. And here, this golden letter is just exactly like what you would want, right? This stuff right there. And he started this call every morning at 8:30 Eastern, and people from across the whole country jumped on it. And then it turned into the Facebook page, and it turned into all the, turned into a big community, which has been really awesome and fantastic to watch. And then you have coupled together with some letterhead. There you go. You can have those suckers printed out. And there's also people have set up smart plans. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go into the library. I don't think you were with us for smart plans on Monday, Michael.
No.
You'll have to go back and check that out. But if you go to the library, you can type up, there you go. So they're doing the golden text, right? This one's a golden letter. I think it's in a email format, right? So you can just set this up and send it to everybody in your database via email, or you can also print some out and put them in the mail. So super cool. All right. So you definitely do have one piece of letterhead in here. And otherwise, print works pretty much the same as the other designs, but I'm going to open one specifically because I want you to see how the pages work. That's one thing that's a little bit different. So the flyers are just, you can just do like one page. Like here's just sold. Nice and slow. Don't rush on our behalf, Internet. We've got all day to wait for you. All right, so let me get into like, obviously you want flyers inside of your listings. Here's some beautiful ones, right? But they're just one page. You click use, you edit out the pictures, you edit out the text, pop your headshot in there, print out 30 of them, stick them in your listing, done, right? But we also have our branded magazine in here, the buyer presentation and the listing presentation, which are multiple pages long. So I want to take a look at those. So our magazine is under lead generation. We get one each quarter. It's down here at the bottom, your personally branded zine. We'll open this up. And this was our very first one, our second one, our third one, and now this one. So I'm going to go ahead and click use. So I'm going to make sure that I show you guys how these multiple page documents work. Let this get opened up. So we have several covers to choose from in this quarter's issue. Once you're here, the first thing I would want you to do is just pay attention to the navigation, okay? So over in the lower right-hand corner, you see the pages. So I'm going to click that to open it. Okay, so you have this cover, or you could use this cover, or you could use this cover. So whichever cover that you choose that you want, you can pick it. Since it's really fallish right now, say I'm going to stick with the Home for the Holidays with the leaves color cover. I'm going to go ahead for this one and delete out this page and delete out this page, because that is the cover I want to use. Okay. So again, if you want to change out the text, click the text, click the typewriter. I'm going to say Monica Perry. And I'm going to say Keller Williams Realty Elite. Okay. And then I'm going to click Save Changes. And that switched that out for me. So I could actually edit any of this stuff out that I want. Not going to take too much time. It all works the same. Click the logo, replace the logo, right? You get 3 articles in each quarterly magazine. Are you guys still with me? So I feel like my internet's glitching on me. Okay, good. All right. So you get 3 articles. The articles are not editable, right? But so our cover page, we're just going to say is done. It's got my name, it's got my logo. Click on page 2. It's a letter from your agent. So just remember, you've got to make your edits, right? So you need to edit your name. You need to edit your headshot, right, with your own. I'll replace it with that one. I don't like the way that's cropped. There we go. And so then you could like, this is somebody's logo. I don't want that logo. I want my own logo. So I'm going to pop my logo in there and get rid of their logo and get rid of that. So very customizable. Just don't forget to go in and customize the pieces and parts that you want, right? So like this got their team names on there. I don't need that. I don't have a team, so I can just delete it. Got your talking about some pumpkin spice lattes in here. Everybody loves those. So you don't really have to change the verbiage unless you want to, but like think about this. Plus you'll find some of my or our. So you need to actually open your typewriter and say, okay, falls upon us, blah, 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 right? You need to go through and find like this needs to say my. So you need to go through and make your edits as needed. I am grateful. Good, good, good. Insert photo or signature of company logo. Okay, great. I'm just going to say Monica, or better than doing that, I'll do one better. So I'm just going to take all this out. And I will show you where, again, our assets can come into play. So here's to embracing the season of change. Done. So I can come over to my text. I can click on my assets. Here's my name. So I'm going to pop it in by clicking it. I'm going to drag it down as my signature. And maybe I want it to look like an actual signature. So I'm going to change it to dancing script like so. And then I had that text box of all of my contact info like so. So now I don't have to type any of that stuff out. I'm just going to bring it down here. I'm going to stretch out the box. Boom. Done. That page is done. I'm going to move on. Oop, didn't do my logo. So, you know, the cool thing is, yes, you have to edit it. but then you get to use it over and over and over again, right? So you have to think about it that way when you're taking the time to set it up, that you are doing it one time and then you get to use it for an entire quarter. So take the time. So there is the first article, weatherize your home. I skipped over this one. Quarter in review. If you had a great quarter, put your numbers in there. If you just started and you don't have any numbers, get the numbers from your market center. Our MCAs are always happy to share numbers with us. So we can just say, what did we do in last quarter? So I can share it in my magazine. Or if you just don't want this page at all, you can click the 3 dots and click delete, right? And just remove that page if you're not ready to go there yet. You can just have your note, your article. It all looks good. Keep on moving through. You've got some more articles. And then you got to move to your next page that you need to edit. Again, if you don't want this page, delete it, right? There's your next article. So you get it. You're going to go through, you're going to edit out the pages that you want to edit. So ask an agent, what home improvements can I boost my property value without burning a hole in my wallet? If you have an answer for that, you can edit this text out and give them an answer and change out your photo. If you don't want this page, delete it, right? Everybody gets the point, I hope, now. So we're going to pretend like we have this magazine just like we want it at this point, okay? So I've got it, 2021 Q4 magazine. This is Monica's, so I know, fall cover. Because maybe I want to switch out the cover for December. I want to put the snow globe as the magazine cover page, right? But for right now, I want to use this fall cover. So I've got this just the way I want it. I can download it, yes. If you're going to download it and send it to a printer, I want you to hit download. This is important too. I want you to do PDF for printing, okay? Include bleed. You don't have to change the bleed. Just make sure that you hit include, and you're going to download it to your computer. It's going to save it as a PDF. You can send it to the printer, or you can send it to a printer to have it printed out in a magazine format. You can have it printed out on regular paper, glossy paper, bound, or whatever, however you want it to get done, if you want to print it out. That is 100% an option, right? Another option is you can click this share button, okay? When I click the share button, it is showing me, it's defaulting to this design, which would just be this cover page. That is not what I want. I want to click on the project, okay? It gave me this link. Anyone that has the link can view it. Great. I'm going to copy this link, okay? If I put this link on social media and say, check out my fall magazine, and they click the link, they will be able to open your magazine and scroll through it and read the articles. So this is a great way to get engagement on social media. Share it with the link. 10 ways to keep holiday stress at bay. Eggnog. Just kidding. Okay. So here we go. They can go through, they can read your magazines, right? Which is super cool. So yes, you can print it, or you can get the link and share it. If you decide to get the link and share it, the cool thing is, let's click done. Voila. There we go. You have this little customizable picture that they gave us that says, check out my fall magazine. So, I mean, I put stuff over top of it, but essentially, if you didn't see that happening, if you didn't see my class stuff happening, it would just look like this. Check out my new fall magazine, right? And then you can just share that image with that link. They can click on it and they can read your magazine online. Okay. Any questions about that piece? Good. All right. So we have covered email designs. We have covered print designs, and we have covered social media designs. So there's so many ways that you can use this. I do not want you guys to let this overwhelm you. Again, the only thing you have to do in Command is add your contacts and complete your transaction. All this other stuff is, you don't have to do it right now. So don't let it overwhelm you. I just want to show you what's available to you, right? So that being said, I'm going to give you guys a 5-minute break. We're going to come back and move into the campaign side of Command. Okay? All right. See you guys in 5. Welcome back. We are going to move into campaigns. So we are going to click on our megaphone here and move into Command campaigns. Just like designs, there are a lot of things that you can do in campaigns, including use some of the designs that you made. So when you first go into campaigns, the thing I want to bring your attention to first is Quick Post. So it's telling you, welcome to campaigns. You can connect these accounts. So I have Facebook and Twitter connected. You can also connect Google AdWords. There's going to be some upgrades coming to this. And at that point, I will probably start teaching to it, but I do not do that yet because it's lacking in some features. If you want to use Google AdWords, currently, I recommend that you do so straight through Google. Okay. But below that, you're going to see these quick posts. And these things are great. So if you're like, I'm new, I have no idea what I want to post on social media, that's okay, because Keller Williams has done it for you. So you want to make sure that you have a Facebook business page set up, step 1. Step 2, you're going to have 2 connections to make for social media within Command. So let's take a look at that real quick. Drop down your name, go to your settings, and it's going to bring you back here to your integrations that you currently have going on, one of which is Facebook, and that says it's for post scheduling. So that is for free social media posting, okay? That's your first connection. Second connection is Facebook Ads Manager. So if you're going to be doing some paid ads through Command, you have to have the second connection done in order to authorize the system to do the paid Facebook ads. So you're connecting the same account, you just have to connect it 2 separate ways to confirm that you do in fact want to use paid Facebook ads. Any questions on the connection?
Can we just do it straight from Facebook though, from our Facebook page? Or
Could.
do we have to do it from Command?
No, you mean creating the Facebook page or posting?
No, like when I create a Facebook page, and I run an ad from here and post it on my Facebook page, can I just boost that post or
you can
run an ad campaign with that post?
This isn't boosting posts. This is an actual paid ad. Like I'm spending $25 to advertise this listing or this set of listings that are recently reduced or whatever it is. It's not the same as doing a Facebook post boost through Facebook itself. And yes, you 100% can run Facebook ads directly from Facebook. The benefit of running it through Command is that if somebody clicks through on that ad, it is automatically going to add that contact to your Command database. It's going to tag them as a lead. You have the ability to automatically start them on a smart plan. When they come in and they click and it captures their information, you can automatically start them on a drip campaign. So those are kind of the benefits of doing it through Command. As far as doing the social media free posting through Command, the benefits are the quick post and the metrics that you get from here. And when we move into the social post, which we're actually going to work backwards on this one, we're going to start with social post and work our way back. you can schedule out like whole months or a whole year of post from here, and you get the metrics and they're held right here in your database, right? Which is what's really cool. Great questions though. Keep questions coming. It is very good for you guys to ask questions. It's good for you, and it's good for the people that are watching us on YouTube after the fact. So quick posts are really great for when you don't have any idea what you want to be posting, right? So pop quiz. Do you know how much the average home is going for in your neighborhood? If you don't, that's what I'm here for. As your local real estate expert, I know how much homes are selling for, how fast they are selling, and I'd love to talk to you about it. Shoot me a DM if you're interested in learning the ins and outs of your market, right? It's got the picture, it's got the verbiage. You don't have to do anything else with it except for hit this arrow. I do have my Facebook connected, right? So it's automatically put the text in there for me. It's automatically put a picture in there for me. Since my logo exists in my marketing profile, it's already put that there for me. I always click include my ownership statement, which says each office is independently owned and operated. So that way I'm 100% compliant with everything that's being asked for me as a real estate agent when it comes to social media posting. Okay, done. I can choose to schedule the post at a later date, or I can choose to publish it immediately. Okay. If I'm doing a social post and I have multiple Facebook pages, which I do, I can choose to post it to 1, all, 2, 3, whatever, right? If you only have one Facebook page, that's okay. You can also post to Twitter if you have Twitter connected. The only thing with Twitter is you have to remember the count on the text. So it's limited to 280 characters, and this is 345. So unless I want to edit out that text, I can't post this one to Twitter, and I don't feel like editing anything. I'm just going to click publish post now, and guess what's going to happen? It's going to go straight to my Facebook page. I didn't have to type anything. I didn't have to think up anything to type. I didn't have to go find a picture. It just automatically put it there for me, and it is done, and it is posted. And it's going to tell me right here in command who liked it, who commented, how many times was it shared. So it's going to track those metrics for me. And the more that we do this through command, the more the artificial intelligence is going to be able to give us back in the form of statistics and metrics on what we're posting, what's the optimal time of day for me to post, what's the optimal content for me to post. So far as eventually, the more the system learns, it's going to say, hey, you have the most success when you post at 5:30 on Thursday. So then I might want to start posting more at 5:30 on Thursday, right? The more that we use it, the more it's going to give us back. If you think about Siri, when people first got iPhones, it was not very good. It was always like, I don't know what you're asking me. It learns, and then it gets smarter. And that's the same thing that this is going to do, because it is built on a platform that is powered by artificial intelligence. So at the top here, you can see now that I posted it, it pulled me into the social post area. So you can see my week here in this view, okay? I can also change this to a month view. So my goal was always, as an agent, that I wanted at least 3 content-based posts a week, right? Not look at me, I'm a real estate agent. Not here's what I listed, here's what went under contract, here's the open house I'm holding this weekend. Content-based post, something of value, a recipe, something funny, something like I just posted, right? That you got to have through the quick post. So my goal was to always have at least 3 a week. Some people have themes like Motivational Monday, Hump Day recipes on Wednesday, and Funny Friday, right? So whatever it is that you want to do, use your voice, right? People want to see us as a person, not just a used car salesman type personality. So whatever it is that you love to do, put that into your post and schedule it out. And that way you don't have to think about it. It is now the 28th of October, which I cannot believe. But you could take some time this weekend and go through and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and schedule out my whole month of November. I'm going to do a post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or I'm going to do a post every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, or whatever it is that you want to do. And then, of course, all the other posts are going to come along with it, just listed, under contract, open house. But you can go ahead and schedule out your social media posts this way. And that way it's like a set it and forget it. And then you don't have to go, oh, I never took the time today. Because the most important thing that you need on social media is consistency. Just the same with a lot of other things in business. You need consistency in your posts to build your following on social media. If you do not consider yourself to be a super tech savvy individual, I recommend that you choose one piece of social media to start with and really get yourself going there before you start going wide, right? So if you're not super comfortable with posting, or if it's not something that you just already do in your personal life, I would not recommend that you're like, okay, I'm going to post on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn, and I'm going to start making TikToks, and I'm going to start using Snapchat. And then you're going to be like drowning in how do I handle all of this, right? And you don't want to do that to yourself. Pick one thing, focus there. So I'm going to move back into the dashboard real quick and look at this other quick post.
Monica, I had a question about those Facebook pages. How did that list get there?
What list, honey?
You could select different pages in Facebook.
Oh, because I have eight Facebook pages.
Well, I know, but so is there a place that you go and you put the link for each one? Because I have several too.
When you connect Facebook in the settings, like where I showed you where you drop down and you go to your settings.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You put the different links there.
You don't have to put different links. It's just because, your Facebook account is your Facebook account. Mm-hmm. Within your Facebook account, you can have multiple business pages, which is what I have.
Yeah, me too.
And so when you connect your Facebook account, it's going to say, which of these business pages would you like the ability to post to? And you just check the boxes and then you move forward from there.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Great
question. All right. So neighborhood videos. This is another really cool quick post that I want to show you guys, because again, what is our goal when we're posting? To stop the scroll, right? So I'm going to go ahead and make a video. I just hit my little forward arrow on my quick post neighborhood video. I'm going to stick with what I was just doing. I'm going to go back to Buena Vista because I know that there's some action in there right now. Obviously, sometimes there's not like a lot for sale. Like I think when I did my market snapshot with my rental community earlier, there was like one house pending. So that's not really a fun representation. You want something with a little more meat to it. So here's Buena Vista. I'm going to click next. If I know that this is, or if I want to ensure that this is accurate, you are more than welcome to go to the MLS and pull up the subdivision and double check this stuff for yourself, right? But I feel pretty confident that this is about right. I mean, I live across the street from Buena Vista. I've lived here my whole life, and I'm very familiar with that area. But here we go. So number of homes for sale, average days on market, neighborhood features, agent information auto-populates for you, as does your market center brokerage information from your marketing profile. So I'm going to click next. It's going to say it's going to take it 10 seconds to create this video. And then I'm going to go ahead and play it so you guys can see what it looks like. Okay.
so cute.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah, it's so cute. I love that.
It took no time to make it, right? You just hit the button, type in the neighborhood, make sure it exists, hit next, post it to Facebook, straight from here, done, right? So that's why I love these quick posts so much. You know what I mean? So while quick posts are great, you may also want to create your own post, which is fine. You can create a campaign from right here, any campaign, right? So you create campaign, you choose. Do I want to do a social ad paid? Do I want to do a Google ad? Do I want to do again, Google ads, I don't recommend doing through here right now. Social post, free. Do I want to do a direct mail campaign or an email campaign? So say I want to do a social post. Remember earlier, we talked about the Keller Mortgage link that we have, right? So this was my Keller Mortgage link. It'll open back up. There it is. So this is my branded link. I'm going to go ahead and copy that again. Okay. And I'm going to say mortgage rates are still at crazy low levels. Check out Keller Mortgage today to learn how to save, I can't type, thousands on your home purchase or refi. Right? There's my Keller Mortgage link. I can say like click to learn more, click to learn more. Okay. I can browse my designs library. If I had made that Keller Mortgage design, it would exist in here, and I know I have made one somewhere. I'm just gonna go through here until I find it. Let me see. I make lots of designs, which is again why it is important to rename. Save this Keller Mortgage. Probably didn't follow my own rule. All right, we're going to pretend this is my Keller Mortgage image. You would have made one in designs. I should have just made one and saved it fresh, so it would have been there. But I'm going to pick that design, and it's going to show me the picture. Do I want it cropped square? Do I want it cropped wide? Yes, in this instance, that's exactly what I want. And I can click crop image like so. And there's the preview of my post on the right. I can schedule it or I can publish it immediately. And since the one that I have here is my branded fall magazine, remember what else we were looking at was our branded fall magazines. I can go into that one. Remember I showed you how to share it. Let me look at my October newsletter here. Oops, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
That was that one that we made. Let me find it. I've got too many designs, y'all. Too many. Here we go. I'm going to open this one. So you can just have that link. So you could make a Keller Mortgage graphic and share your Keller Mortgage link, or you could make your magazine graphic. Remember the project. Copy this link. And you could say, check out my fall magazine here. There's link. There's a nice picture. That's what it looks like on the right. You can go ahead and publish or schedule the post, send it. And so the goal would be that you have lots of content scheduled for your weeks and months ahead. You can go ahead and make a holiday post, a Thanksgiving post, a Halloween post, a New Year's post, right? Those are dates that we already know. You can even make St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day and all that kind of stuff, so that when those dates come up, you don't even have to think about it. So maybe on one of the upcoming cold and rainy fall days, you can snuggle up with your beverage of choice and just sit there and go ahead and schedule out some posts for yourself. Because again, consistency is key. And the easiest way to establish consistency is to go ahead and schedule it out for yourself, because we all get bogged down in the minutia. We all get bogged down with, we're going to show property, we're going to list a property, we got to do this, we got to do that. So if you go ahead and take the time ahead of time to schedule it out, then you don't have to worry about it. It's already being done for you, right? So keep that in mind. So social posts, you can use a quick post, or you can make your own post, however you want them to look, and off you can go, right? So does anybody have any questions? I know I said yesterday that we might have to go a little bit late, and that may be the case. If you guys don't want to stay late, that's okay. But if anybody doesn't have any questions on social posts, I'm going to go show us direct mail real quick. Good? Awesome. Okay, direct mail. I love doing postcards in here, and time blocking is super important to me. It was as a real estate agent, and it is still now with what I do. Please remember, there are lenders that will do these postcards for you and split the cost with you in order to let their lender be on the postcard. I will give you one specific example. I'm not saying that other people don't do it, right? Fairway Independent Mortgage, Zana Moretti is their marketing person. And you can say, hey, Zana, I really want to start doing postcards. They do just listed, under contract, just sold. They do set your clocks forward, set your clocks back. I think they do a 12-month recipe series, if I'm not mistaken. So they do several cards, and what they do is pick up one of the lenders, like Mike Bailey or Bill Reynolds or Ruth Pronge, or Ruth Hudspeth, or I'm not trying to leave anybody out. They have so many great lenders there, but they pick one lender to partner with you. Ashley McKenzie Sharp is a great one. And they do all the postcards for you. You just say, this is my listing. And then they email you back and say, well, how much money do you want to spend? And you're like, I can spend $100. They'll match your $100 up to two and make it $200 to broaden your reach. And they do all the work for you. They send you a proof of the postcard, and you say, go send it, and they send it, and it's done. Okay.
What's the name of it? Fairway what?
Fairway Independent Mortgage Company. And Zana, Z-A-N-A Moretti, is their marketing person, and she is fabulous to work with, and they are always happy to do that for you guys. So I'm not saying don't make your own postcards. I'm just saying, if you only have so much time to do some stuff, spend your time doing the social media and let them spend their time doing the postcards for you. Okay. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and create a campaign, and this time I'm going to pick direct mail. Okay. I'm going to enter a campaign name, Boot Camp November. Oh, it's not November yet, Monica. October test. Okay. So now you get to pick, am I advertising a listing, attracting a listing, attracting talent, brand awareness? What are you doing, right? I'm going to keep it simple and go with advertising a listing and click create campaign. In designs, you can create all kinds of postcards. You can create a postcard for whatever you want to create a postcard for. Okay. You can also use their super simple system. I'm going to click on all listings because I don't have any listings. I'm just going to harken back to Royda's awesome listing at Kinnaman Road, because I know that it is there and it's got a cute front exterior for a postcard. I'm going to click search. There it is. I can select it. Obviously, it would be your own listing, or if somebody is letting you borrow their listing. But now I've picked that listing. Okay. I'm going to drop down content. I can use their content, or I could have made my own design, which is going to take longer, and I could upload my design here. If you are going to upload your own design, make 100% sure. Remember when we downloaded the PDF and I said to click manual bleed? You have to click manual bleed for these postcards or they will not upload. So if you decide to create your own postcard, that's fine. Just make sure that when you download it, that you click use manual bleed, and the default 0.125 is the correct bleed. So you don't have to change that, but you just have to download it with that in order to upload it here. Or you can just use the ready-made template. It already has a template. It already knows the listing price, just listed, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms. I've got 406 of 350 allowable characters. So I'm going to have to make that smaller, right? That did it right there. So that looks good. Now, the listing image. I'm going to make this very clear. They just opened this up. If this is your listing, upload the high resolution photo that was given to you by your photographer, or that you took if you like doing your own photography. Okay. You can pull it from the listing. So I'm going to click on listing. See all these little red exclamation points? What happens is that you put the listing in the MLS, that listing syndicates out to thousands of websites, one of those being the one that ties it back into here for us to pull it into the system. And through all that movement, the photo lost some of its quality because our specific MLS doesn't have super high resolution photos. So if I choose their photo, it's going to tell you that this is a low resolution photo. It's going to show you a preview, and this is a very small postcard. So chances are it won't look terrible, and it's not going to look the same as if you download it, if you use your photographer's photo, right? So just a forewarning. It used to not let you do this at all, but they have opened it up to allow it. So just make double sure that you look at the postcard preview, because they ask you, are you going to approve this? And if you say yes, then they're not going to refund your money, because it's going to say, well, we told you it was a low resolution photo and you approved, the proof. So they're not going to refund it. So nonetheless,
is there some place we can go to learn how to check whether our iPhone, photos are high res? Not to get into discussion here, but where we could go to kind of.
Your iPhone photos are going to be high resolution, and I never recommend taking your listing photos with a phone. Even if it's just even if you just go spend $125 on a camera that has a lens, it's going to give you better pictures in the long run for a listing, not like in life, not life shots, but cameras have come a long way on cell phones. But I just really think that it's important that you have good quality pictures for your listing, and phones don't always give you what you need. It's more the size of the images and the angles that you get from an iPhone or any kind of cell phone. I mean, I have a super expensive Android phone that I can zoom in thousands of feet and see pictures, but I probably would not use it to take my listing photos.
Yeah, I have an associate's in photography, and I do nothing with it because everybody who has a phone thinks they're a photographer now.
Yeah.
And it's basically killed the business unless you're a wedding photographer.
Well, we have a lot of people that are still in real estate photography. So
yeah, but they're probably established.
Not necessarily. It's marketing. It's just like this. what's the number one thing that you have to do in real estate? Lead generate.
But is that the only thing they do though, is just take pictures?
They do drone shots, they make virtual tours, they do the, the interiors.
Yeah,
but it's a bit just like real estate, just like law, just like anything. You can be great at it. It doesn't matter if you don't have clients. And so your number one job is to lead generate. So there are a lot of people that are real estate agents that also do photography, or that also go and measure houses and that do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
100%. Don't ever discount that as a possibility.
Okay.
But I don't recommend using cell phones as photography pictures for listings. That's just my 2 cents. Y'all can do whatever you want. We're independent contractors. We can do whatever we want within the limits of the law, right? All right. So Market Center, the one thing it's not pulling in, don't ask me why. I don't know. It doesn't pull into state, so you have to add it. And then you have to click verify address. And then you say, yes, this is the right address. And you hit confirm. And now we have green check boxes all the way down. Boop, boop, boop. That's what we want. Okay. Under budget, 200 postcards, first class mail, 64 cents a piece, estimated $128, right? So if you don't want to spend that much, then you can lower your number of postcards until maybe you said you wanted a budget of $100 and you're not spending a penny more. That's okay. Candy would bless you for your willingness to budget yourself. Then you can change your quantity so that you're within your budget. Okay.
I have a question about that. The Market Center, when I click over on my side, the Market Center doesn't list a phone number for the Market Center. So does that mean as a PB, does that mean I have to change mine? It'll be on the back?
Yep.
Okay. Fantastic. Because I know I have to list a Market Center phone number because I'm a provisional broker, but I also want them to be able to call me.
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
I totally understand that. Okay. So we're looking for check marks all the way down and we got them, right? Market Center's done. Targeting, we're doing it around the address, or if you wanted to just send a postcard to everybody in your database that you have an address for, you could target your database. So if you're not trying to target the neighborhood, you're just trying to target people you know and say, hey, look what I'm doing. I'm selling stuff. Then you can actually target your database as well. If you want to use a QR code for tracking purposes, it will pop a QR code on the postcard for you. You just have to link it to you have to build a landing page for the listing. So we looked at landing pages yesterday.
Wait a minute, what's the QR code?
It's that little barcode thing that you can scan with your phone.
Yeah.
For tracking. So if you wanted, it would say like, scan this code for more information. And then when they scanned it, it would open up the website that you have linked here. And
okay. It's for the person. I got it.
It would track it so you know how many people did it. So you can turn that on. And we're going to go ahead and click configure targeting so you guys can see it. It's going to say, are you sure you want to use this low resolution image? Double checking. So again, if you say yes and it turns out grainy, they will not refund your money. Are you sure you want to create this campaign? Yes, I am. Now it's going to connect to Real Mailers, who is doing these postcards. And it's going to show us a map of where our postcards are going to go. There's our listing pinpointed in the center, and it's going to send it to all these addresses surrounding our listing. Okay. I could narrow it down. Maybe I wanted to change the bedrooms and square footage and year built, right? I could narrow it down if I wanted. I can send a copy to myself, which I always recommend that you do. Send a copy to yourself, right? That way you know it went out. It's going to send it to the Market Center address. I always recommend that you do that. And then you would hit next. You would enter your credit card info, and it would send off in 2 to 3 business days. Okay, so that's how those work. And or you can just call Zaina and say, hey, Zaina, will you make me these postcards? And she will, because she's fabulous. All right. That was direct mail. Okay. Email campaigns. Finally excited. Last month in boot camp, I said, hopefully next month I'll be coming to you with good news and email campaigns. And guess what? I now get to. Email campaigns has gotten a major upgrade, and we now have fantastic tracking. So here I can show you now. I couldn't show you before until it was actually released to general availability. But this is what it now looks like. So this was just a test. I sent it out to 8 email addresses. So you can see I've got the name of my email campaign. The status is mailed. When did I do it? My internet's glitching. That's okay. Let's shut some stuff. We have opened quite a few tabs along the way. And I just closed the wrong one because it was being slow. But that's all right. We're going to open it right back up. Hold on. Please hold. Need some hold music. All right. Let's get right back to where we were. So, email campaigns, major update. Did not used to be able to see a lot of metrics for delivery and all that kind of stuff. And nobody liked it. I didn't like it. And I didn't even teach you guys to use it because I didn't like it. But now you can see this was my email campaign. The status is mailed, the date, and it shows you how many sent, how many opened, how many clicked through, and what I was doing. I've got this. I can preview the campaign to see what it looked like, or I can duplicate it to do it again. Okay. I can also click it to open it. And once I go in to open it, it shows me who did I mail it to? Do I have their contact phone number, right? So it's showing you parts of their contact card over here. How many were delivered and who were they delivered to? How many were opened and who opened them? How many were clicked on? They had a link inside of them. So who clicked through the link? How many people unsubscribed from my email campaign? How many didn't get sent because of some kind of error, maybe with the email address? And how many people did not open my email? Okay, so that's what it's showing us. Good deal. This is really a huge upgrade. We did not have this before. The other thing we can do, not opened. So maybe I want to say check all. I could even add a tag and say, doesn't like to open email, right? So maybe I can create the tag right from here. I can give it a color, add the tag to my system right from the email campaigns. And I can say that this set of 3 people do not open the emails that I send them. So maybe I don't want to waste my time. Maybe they don't like emails, right? So maybe I shouldn't be sending them emails. So you can tag them all right from here in the system. I can even go to the contact details and it'll open up their contact in another window. Maybe it failed. So maybe I can go, oh, I had their email address wrong. I can go straight to the contact card and update it, right? So you can do that. You can add tags. You can remove them from this email list altogether if you don't think they're going to be opening it. This was an email list I made called family, just as a test. And yes, my family does hate me for constantly sending them things, but I don't care. But I could remove them from the list if I wanted to, if they were like not opening stuff, then I could do that right from there. So we made some emails earlier, right? So we're just going to create campaign like so. Button in the upper right. We're going to choose email this time. What is the purpose and what is the name? Right. and say brand awareness maybe is what we're doing. I'm using Command Mail. If you were a MailChimp user and you like MailChimp, you can continue to use MailChimp through this service. That's completely up to you. But if it's free, it's for me, and this is free. So this is what I'm using, is Command Mail. I'm going to hit Create Campaign. And I get to this handy dandy screen. It's got my campaign name. Where's my email going to be coming from? What is my recipient list that I want to send it to? If I don't have any email list created yet, I can create a list right here. And I can decide, I can search by tags, right? I can look for people specifically. I can select who I want to get it and who I don't want to get it. And I can make my list right from there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use my pre-existing list and annoy them all yet again. I'm going to name it Only a Test Disregard so that they know what it is. And then that design I made earlier, right? I made Monica's October newsletter and I made Classic Sale Ready, right? I can pick whichever one it is. It's going to show me the design. So I can go, oh, I don't want to change something at the last minute, then I can do it. And if I change it, it's going to forewarn me, hey, if you make this change, right, maybe I don't want this listing anymore, it went under contract. So I'm just going to take the listing out, but I'm going to leave my website in, my neighborhood trends in, my video in, right? It's letting me make those edits and I can save and exit. Okay, so now there's the preview of my email. There's all of my information and boop, I can send it off. It's going to say it's going to 11 recipients. I'm about to send this email. This is a preview of the email. And then once it gets sent off, I will be able to track all those metrics that I just showed you guys. So that's how email campaigns works, right? So we create the design first, and then we go to campaigns, create campaign, choose email, make a list if we don't have one. And don't forget, guys, all the stuff that I show you, if you go to answers.kw.com, which is linked from my website, or you can bookmark it, and I recommend that you do because it's really awesome. If you're like, I need to learn more about email campaigns, then you can just search it like Google, and it's tracking email campaign metrics, finding and managing your email recipients, creating and scheduling an email, right? It shows you all the different things. It's got pictures, it's got videos sometimes, whatever's in there, you can track it. It shows you all the navigation. It's got lots of data. So if you're a read directions instead of watch video directions person, answers.kw.com is somewhere you might want to like hang out, right? So cool. That's how we do email campaigns. Yes, I'm sure I want to leave. And last but not least, the ever-present Facebook ads is where we're going. We talked about yesterday hacking our website. I have a whole class coming up on that in November to get content to do a Facebook ad. Obviously, if you have a listing, that is a super easy way to do a Facebook ad. So that's what I'm going to show you guys to do. And all the stuff I talked about yesterday, recently reduced homes in Winston-Salem, right? I'll give you a refresher. You're going to go to your website. Go to your own website, right? I can search for something like, I'll just do it citywide, Winston-Salem. Okay. I'll do a citywide search. There's Winston-Salem. There's all the listings in Winston-Salem. Okay. I'm going to click this More button. Right. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. And I'm going to say price reduced in the last 7 days and turn it on. It's going to make that list smaller. Okay. What if I come over here to price? to be considered a luxury home in our market is $700,000. Okay. So what if I make my minimum price $700,000 and click done? List is going to get even smaller. So now guess what this ad can be called? Recently reduced luxury homes in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. See the price reduction, right? Because they can. That went down 14,000, 26,000, 155,000, 26,000, 19,000, 100,000. That must be in Buena Vista, and 25,000, right? So see the amount of the reduction. View recently reduced homes in Winston-Salem today, right? It's a way that you can hack your website. You can do it to do all kinds of stuff. See downtown condos in Winston-Salem. See homes with pools, right? When it starts getting hot next year, that's when people are like, dang, I wish I had a pool. Run a Facebook ad for houses with pools. Houses with pools in Winston-Salem that are recently reduced. There might not be that many of them, but nonetheless, you can, you could try. You can see what you can find. So that is one idea for an ad. So there are lots of different ads. Don't pigeonhole yourself just into the listing. I'm just showing it to you because it's the easiest and fastest one. Okay.
How did you get to that one? That one you just did?
I went to my own website,
right,
and I searched for Winston-Salem.
Okay.
You could even do it by zip code, right? I just went ahead and did it by the whole city. If I was going to use luxury homes, it would need to be 700,000 or more.
Okay.
So I did the price, and then I went to the more button, and then I changed it to price reduced in the last 7 days. I turned that toggle on. And so you can see when I turn it off, I'll get a whole lot more listings, right? Because those have not been reduced in the last 7 days.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, good deal. But we're going to run one for a single property, and it's going to be 3404 Kinnaman Road because I can remember the address in my head. Thank you, Royda. Your listing's getting a lot of love. 3404 Kinnaman Road, Winston-Salem. Oh, I think I have filters. Let's turn that off because that house was not $700,000. Let's try that again. Did I lose my listing? It may have gone under contract. That's okay. I'm just going to find a listing near me and pick it. Show me a listing, any listing, not that listing because it's ridiculously overpriced. I'm not a huge fan of that front X. That's beautiful. Let's just use this because we can. All right. So I'm going to pull up this specific property that I'm going to run my ad for on my website. Why? Because if people click through it on my website, it automatically adds them to my command database, and I like that. So we'll let this pull up. 3021 Country Club Road. Beautiful. All right. So now we have our website pulled up, right? This is this property's specific page. Okay. So now we are going to be in our campaigns, and we're going to click Create Campaign. We are doing a social ad paid. What is our goal? To advertise a listing. What is the name of our campaign? October Boot Camp listing ad, so you guys can see it. Where are we running our campaign? So we cannot social post the free post to Instagram yet. It's coming. We don't have it yet. You can make the design and you can go over to Instagram and post it, but you can't do it through command yet. But for a paid ad, you can do it to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can do all three at the same time. You can do 2 at the same time, or you could just do 1. From what I've heard, and 2022 is going to be my year of actually running ads because I'm just really curious. So I'm going to practice running some ads myself so that I have my own metrics to share with you guys, because I'm a dork and I like spreadsheets. But from what I've heard, you get more leads from Facebook for a lower cost. Instagram, you get more impressions, which is great if you're building your brand, but you get less leads. Neither is wrong. What is your goal, right? What is your specific goal? Let that determine where you're spending your dollar. Okay. For today, I'm just going to show you how to do it on Facebook. We're just going to stick with Facebook. Okay. I'm going to click Create Campaign. It is going to allow me to search for that listing, which I've now forgotten the name of. 3021 Country Club Road. 3021 Country Club Road, Winston-Salem. If it's your own listing or someone else's listing, as long as it is listed in the MLS, it is showing up in here. Okay. So I'm going to hit select. It's showing me a preview of my ad over here on the right. Gary's up here telling us all about it, but you have me to tell you today. So we're going to thank Gary and tell him to go for now. All right. So name and goal is done. I'm advertising a listing. This is the listing I'm advertising. Text, main copy, renovated in 1996, 1 level living, blah, blah, blah. 210 out of 250 characters. Perfect. You can change it if you want, but you don't have to. But you know what people love? Emojis. So you know what I like to use? Emojis. And I hit the emoji down here and I give it heart eyes and it looks great. Okay. Text headline. I always love welcome home. Now, Facebook is super particular. They don't like lots of exclamation points. They don't like asterisks. They don't like all capitals. They don't like that stuff. And they will kick back your ad for that. Proper grammar, not a lot of text, right? Simple. Don't overuse exclamation points. Don't ever mention alcohol, ever, because they will kick it back. Okay. All right. So we've got the main copy. We've got the headline. We have a description. It says, try this. You could be coming home to this. Why does it say to try this? Because they've already tried it and it turned out well. So they're giving you suggestions. If you don't like it, you can click shuffle. It'll give you another idea. Schedule a private tour with me today. Maybe you like this one. You can click use suggestion. It will pop the text right in there. And now it says main copy, welcome home, schedule a private tour with me today. Done. Okay. Checkbox, save. Cool. Now, next, media. Maybe I don't like that front exterior. I could change out the photo and use a different one. I'm fine with the front exterior. Interiors are trending. So if it had like some really bougie kitchen, maybe you might want to put the kitchen as the main picture, right? I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Again, I'm going to include my ownership statement because I always like to. It just says each office is independently owned and operated, and that's all it says. And I'm going to click save. Now I have a check mark next to media. And now I'm going to go into Facebook settings and configure them. This is my account. Because I have multiple pages, I can only post a paid ad to one. Which page do I want to use? Once that's chosen, then there it is. Destination. This is important. Use the one that says recommended. Facebook lead generation form. Have you ever been on Facebook and you see an ad and then you click the button and then you're like, oh crap, and then somebody's got your data? That's essentially what you're doing to somebody else. This is just making me re-accept terms of service. Just disregard this. If you disconnected your Facebook, it won't make you do that. It is just one. Oh, that's right. I picked a different page. That's why. Accept. I usually use my other one. Sorry about that. You should not see that usually. Facebook lead generation form. Okay. Good, maybe do it again. Okay, good. So that's what it's going to do. If they click on it, then it's going to kind of grab their data pretty quickly and put it in your command database, which is cool. So the main thing on Facebook ads, match your message with what you're actually giving. So if your button says learn more, then you want them to have the opportunity to, in fact, learn more, right? They can learn more by going to this, because this has pictures, this has the price, this has a property description, bedrooms, bathrooms, a link to Keller Mortgage, a link to Keller Covered. They can ask you a question, they can like the property, they can do lots of stuff. So if you're telling them that you're going to give them more information, deliver more information. I'm going to copy this specific website address of this house. And where it says website URL, I'm going to paste it there. Okay. Because after they click on my form, which I appreciate them doing, my internet is going slow. There we go. It's going to take them here where they can get what I told them they were going to get, which is more information. Okay. So you have to have somewhere that they're coming back to. You could build your own landing page. Like I showed you yesterday, you did the listing widget. You could build one of those if you wanted to. If you're running like 5 Facebook ads at one time, I might even recommend that you do that for tracking purposes. But if you're just running one, you don't need to worry about it. Same thing with the recently reduced luxury homes in Winston-Salem. That had a specific link on your website. When you did that search, the link that was at the top is that link for recently reduced luxury homes in Winston-Salem. So that is the link that you would copy and put right here. Okay.
So Monica, quick question, like the postcard that you were talking about, recently reduced homes in, say, Buena Vista. Can you also send that postcard to like a certain group coded in your command contacts?
I mean, you could send that postcard just to the people in your command database that had addresses that you wanted to send it to. But when I was talking about that, I was talking about doing a Facebook ad, not a postcard.
No, I know. I'm getting to the Facebook ad now.
Yeah.
So with the Facebook ad, could you also send it? You're saying to the Facebook posting, right? You're posting on Facebook, but could you also send it to friends or specific friends?
That's not how Facebook ads work. Facebook ads are made to target people that are doing activities that make the Facebook algorithm think they're interested in buying a house or buying a pair of shoes or buying an umbrella, right?
Oh, okay. So what Facebook does is that they've already figured out who might want to look at your ad.
Yes.
That's nice.
So if you see your own ad, unless you're actually searching for a house right now, you shouldn't see your ad, right? You can't like look it up and share it. That would be a post, not an ad.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Good. Okay, cool. So next up, do we want to customize our audience? There are different schools of thought. I'm going to tell you both schools of thought. You can make that decision for yourself as an independent contractor. Some people like to leave it as broad as possible, and they say that that gives them the most leads and that they don't care if a lead wants to buy right at this second. It's putting people in their database that they can grow a relationship with, that they could potentially get business from them or people they know. So they go broad. They don't filter down. They just say, I want to be 15, use custom settings. I want to be in a 15-mile radius of the ad I'm running. That's all I'm doing. Okay. Throwing a broad net out there. You can also add interest, and some people like to do this. And the people that like to do this, usually that's a very expensive house. So they might say things that rhyme with pillow. So people that showed interest in things that rhyme with pillow probably might want to look at your listing, right? Fair. Realtor.com. People that show interest in Realtor.com might show interest in looking at your listing. That's an almost $1 million house. People that show interest in luxury anything might be interested in looking at your listing. So if they like luxury vehicles and luxury properties, then you might want to do that. And so now that I have 4 things selected and I click save, there's my audience within 15 miles of Winston-Salem. Include people who match things that rhyme with pillow, Realtor.com, luxury vehicles, and luxury properties. Right? I probably wouldn't use luxury vehicles and luxury properties if this wasn't a $1 million house, me personally, right? But you can see how you can go through and narrow it down. Good? Or you can not put any narrowing down at all. There are people that say that both things are better. I'm not going to say that one is better or one is not. Is it still not one? I'm just going to use my regular page. It's just being a turd because I've never used that page before. It's kind of a fake page. All right, so I'm going to save that. Okay, check, 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 check. Lead settings. This is like my favorite thing. This was recently released, recently upgraded. Lead settings. I can automatically tag the people that come into my Facebook or into my command from this Facebook ad. So I could create Facebook ad. Oops. Facebook ad on Country Club Road. So now when I'm looking back through my contacts, I know that these people came from my Facebook ad on Country Club Road. And I can add that tag to my database right from here. And now they're all going to be tagged that way. Okay. I can also automatically put them on a smart plan. I so happen to have a smart plan called Facebook follow-up. Boop. I can put them right on that smart plan that I have. So if that lead comes in, they're going to be tagged that they were a Facebook ad lead, and they're automatically going to be put on my Facebook follow-up smart plan. So before you ever run an ad, I highly recommend that you have a smart plan in place. Because some ads have been shown to give 40 or 50 leads, right? None of us have time to call all of those people individually all at one time. We're going to have to space it out. And that's what smart plans help us do. Okay.
Which briefly, which smart plan do you use for these people answering and, or looking on?
I went in and looked at several other people's Facebook follow-up smart plans, and I created one. I have actually, the last time I tried to teach this class, nobody came to it. So I was about to say I have a recent video with it, but I don't. I lied. I don't. But they're out there. You can go into smart plans and you can search for Facebook, and it'll give you tons of examples of Facebook follow-up plans, including mine. You just have to make sure that you go in and edit the things that need to be edited, because there are some things in those smart plans that say, like, click on my website here, but it's whoever created its website, not your website. So you need to edit that part.
Is it too much trouble to give us a link to yours?
No, you can just go into smart plans and search Facebook ad, and it'll populate them all up.
Oh, okay.
Anything that's mine, you're in Winston-Salem, anything that's mine, you can search 994 in smart plans, and it'll pop up anything I've published.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't have a way to like send the actual link. I was just trying to tell you the best way to get there. Good? Cool. So automatically tag, automatically add to smart plan, done. Duration and budget. They recommend $1 per day per channel, right? I usually say start with like 25 bucks. Test it out. If you get a bunch of response on this ad, run it again for 50 bucks. You can duplicate the same ad and run it again, and I would double down on the money. So the metrics I've heard so far, and this is why I want to get my own ads rolling so that I have actual metrics of my own in this market. But from what I've heard, for every 50 leads, you get one person that's ready to take action now, right? But in the words of the MREA, there are no bad leads, because just because that person doesn't want to buy today, you have the opportunity to grow a relationship with them through frequency and intensity of communication per the MREA, right? And maybe they can't buy. Maybe this was their dream house and right now they're trying to save up money for that down payment. But guess what? If you were the person that puts them on smart plans and they start getting a monthly neighborhood nurture from you and they start getting your newsletter, and then in a year they saved up enough money to pay that down payment on their dream home, you are the one that's been in front of them for the last year. So you are the first person they're going to think to call when they're ready to buy. So that is why you should always come from things from the mindset of there are no bad leads. They just might not be a now lead, right? But the more people that you can put in your database, the more relationships you have. It's a sales funnel, remember? The more you put in at the top, the more you get out at the bottom. Okay? So, yes, people have run ads and immediately gotten somebody who wanted to buy a house. Does that happen every time? No. Right? Google AdWords, these ads, you usually average like $1.50, between $1.50 and $3 per lead. A Google AdWords ad done through Google is probably going to be like $15 or $16 per lead. They're a little bit higher quality leads. Buying a zip code from something that rhymes with pillow can be hundreds of dollars a month. Those are usually more now leads, but you're paying a whole lot more for them. But you still can get bad leads, even paying all that money, right? So when you're first getting started, start small and lead with revenue and don't spend a ridiculous amount of money, right? And you have to remember, not only is this good for you to get the leads, it's also good for your listings if you're doing it for your listing. It gives your listing exposure, right? You click save, you click publish. If you've never entered your payment, you're going to enter it now. It's going to take 24 hours for Facebook to approve the ad. And then, again, you won't see your own ads unless you're actually shopping for a house in that area. Then there you have the potential to see the ad. And then you're going to end up hanging out over here somewhere, hanging out. Good Lord, this internet is so slow. What is happening? I'm going to have to go reset this internet as soon as this class is over. Okay. All right. So you're going to end up somewhere like this. This is a sponsored ad. So you're going to end up in somebody's news feed that has shown some kind of interest in one of the things that you have chosen, or something about their algorithm has told Facebook that they may be interested. I see this all the time because I'm a real estate agent and I look up real estate related stuff on Facebook all the time. So it knows that, right? I also just bought my son some underwear from this really funny underwear place. So now they won't leave me alone. They are everywhere. And that is what we are looking to do, right? Stop the scroll. I own all things Samsung. That's why I see a lot of Samsung ads, because Facebook knows that I own a Samsung computer and phone and a watch and earbuds and tablet, right? So creepy as it may be, it is true. I like lots of productivity apps. That's why I see them. I am not shopping for a house, so I don't see ads for houses, but like, you get it, right? You run the ad based on that kind of stuff, and there you go. So that takes us to the end of designs and campaigns. I told you guys it would be a full day, and it was in fact a full day. I know we covered a lot. I know that you will have questions, and that is okay. That is what my cell phone is for. You can text me. You can set one-on-ones with me. You can check answers.kw.com. There are YouTube videos, not just mine, like Nick Baldwin, 100%. So if you go to my YouTube channel, let me show you something. If you click on my YouTube channel for my for my website, if our internet will work, here we go. If you click on my YouTube channel, the first thing that you see on the page below my most recent videos is my featured channels. These are the people that I've learned from, right? This is how I learned to teach you guys what I teach you to do, is from other people. Nick Baldwin does a really bang up job at Facebook ads. Okay. He does all kinds of stuff, but Facebook ads is one of the things he does really well. And he will tell you smart plans, making them work, sending bulk email, a lot of the same stuff that I do. But the difference between Nick and myself is that Nick is an active selling agent. He's not in our market, so everything won't be exactly the same. But a lot of what I learn and teach does, in fact, come from Nick Baldwin. Okay. So he has videos and playlists and all those things just like I do. Right. Good deal, you guys. I hope that today was helpful. I know it was a lot, but I hope you learned some good nuggets. Pick one thing that you want to try. That's my main thing. And pick the thing that's free first. So maybe try to schedule out some social media posts, right? That doesn't cost you anything but time. And when we're getting started in real estate, we have time. We don't have a lot of money. So start with what you got, right? Grow from there. If you're not reading the MREA, start. Read the MREA.
I have a question. As a PB, how do we send our ads to the broker to review to make sure we're in compliance?
You can't, honey. You would just have to take a screenshot before you send it out.
Perfect. Okay.
Got to that last spot before you hit send. You would just need to take a screenshot of the computer and say, "Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Broker in charge, can you please check this for me?"
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
You're welcome. Anything else? That's a good question.
When we're setting up our Facebook page, I know we talked about this, but I don't remember when I set it up. If I was going to do McDaniel Real Estate, I'd have to have at KW Realty Elite.
Keller Williams Realty Elite or KW Elite, something like that, right?
Okay.
Denoting the brokerage.
Okay, so just at KW Elite is fine?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. That's it.
Good deal.
And I'll see you again at 2.
Yes, you will. All right, friends. Good deal. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll chat soon.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Monica.
You're welcome.